Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you like this type of video, don't forget to subscribe, to give us a huge thumbs up and to press the notification bell. Today we are going to do these really cute baby boots. It's made out of 8 rows. I've done a 9th row to create an edge at the very top, but it's a really simple pattern to follow. The only thing you have to do if you want to make it smaller or bigger is to adjust the size of your hook or your yarn as well. You can modify it completely and add more stitches or reduce the amount of stitches, but for that I will say you should require to know a lot about modifying patterns to do this, so I don't suggest it for beginners. But if you want to learn a lot more in the world of crochet, I want to invite you to Crafty Crocheters, which is a masterclass from beginners to advanced, and in there you will learn everything that you need on the world of crochet, everything in the description box down below. We're gonna get started. I'm using a double yarn just because I wanted this shade of red and I didn't have it on a chunkier yarn, so you can always do this. We're gonna start doing a slip knot. For the slip knot, you're gonna need your index and your thumb. Hold the tail of your yarn, wrap it around your index and create an X with your thumb. And what we are gonna do now is we're gonna put it back again over our index. You have 2 loops on your index. You're gonna take your hook. I'm using a 5mm hook for this pattern, and you're going to insert it on the first one. You can always pull a little bit as long as your thumb is holding properly the X that we have created. Insert it underneath, hold the back loop with your hook, pass it through. In this case for me it's a little bit challenging since I'm using a double yarn. Then just pull it and hold both threads, and then it will just become tighter in your hook. To start this pattern, we are gonna do 10 chains. Chains is yarn over, and you're gonna pass it through the loop that you have on your hook by pulling it down slightly a little bit. And it's really simple. Just pull your loop inside that little hole in there. There we go, that's 1. There is 2, and as I say, you have to do 10 chains. Once you have your 10 chains, we're gonna go to the 3rd chain from the hook, so 1, 2, and 3, and in there you're gonna do a US double crochet or a UK treble crochet, and you're gonna do it twice on the same stitch. That is yarn over, insert it, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pass it through 2 loops, and yarn over, pass it through 2 loops. Now we're gonna repeat again. Yarn over, insert it into the same space. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Across the entire pattern, I'm gonna be mentioning in UK and US terminologies. Once you created this first increase, you're gonna go and in the next 6 stitches, you're going to work 1 US double crochet or 1 UK treble crochet on each. So you're gonna repeat the same steps we've just done. The only thing is that this time is only 1 on each of the stitches. I apologize for going back many times. Sometimes I just miss one of the loops and I needed to go back. So repeat this 6 times, and once you've done your 6 one time done stitches, then we are left with 2. I have to do 1 more because I only done 5. Here comes my last one, and then on the chain next to the slip knot, in there we are going to work 6 US double crochets or UK treble crochets on the same stitch, and this is going to create like a fan, like a curvature, and that is going to be the front of our boot. So you're gonna insert it in there. Sometimes it's slightly difficult, so just insert your hook, the metal that creates the hook, to open that stitch, and after a couple of them it will become slightly bigger, so it's gonna get easier. Just make sure you're taking the loops properly, otherwise you are not working properly on that stitch and it's gonna get a lot more difficult to keep going. So you have to work 6 of them in there, and when that's done, the only thing is left to do is to work on the other side. In this pattern, we're gonna be working in circles. So we're gonna start in one stitch and we're just gonna work in a circle. And the easiest thing of this pattern is that you're gonna work the same from one side to another. So in this case, we are creating the sole of the little boot, and in there, we are going to now match the other side. So that's why we're working like that, like making a fan with our stitches. Once you've done that, we just need to repeat what we've done on the other side. So you're gonna work on the first stitch next to the slip knot on the other side, and to know where you're going, you're gonna see that you have one loop, the slip knot, and another loop. Well, there is where we have to insert it. See that little loop in there, slip knot, and another one, right? So that is your first stitch next to the slip knot that you have to work right now, over in there. And what you're gonna work in there is again 6 times. You're gonna do one each stitch, the same stitch, which it was the US double crochet or the UK treble crochet. And you're gonna bring the tail from your slip knot. You didn't have to make it really long, because in this case we need to be able to hide it on this step. So you're just going to seal it in there and hide it away and make sure it doesn't come off and it doesn't loosen up. And it's a way for you to save on needing to sew more once you finish this really easy pattern. So after we've done our 6 stitches in the 6 chains that we have, so we just match one side to another, what we have left is to work again on the other side the increase. So actually you're gonna be working on the same stitch. So you're creating 4 stitches in one stitch, but you started first just with one increase and now you're doing another one on the same. So in there, on the last chain that we have, is where we have to work again the 2 US double crochets or the 2 UK treble crochets on the same spot, next to where the chains that we skip at the very beginning are. And the chains do not count as nothing at all. So those chains, they just disappear now when we close the row. And to close the row, what you're going to do, you're going to do a slip knot at the very top. Look, chain 1, chain 2, and that is your first stitch. You can always use a stitch marker to make sure where you are so you don't get lost. Do a slip stitch in there, and that's the very bottom of our boots. Here I have another sample. See, the sole of the boots is made out of 2 different rows, and it's as simple as that before we start creating the height of our boot, which again is extremely easy. So now you have 22 stitches. Into row number 2, we are going to chain 2, and after we chain 2, what we are going to work is on the first 2 stitches, you're going to work increases again. Same stitch, same way, just do it twice. So do 1 increase is done in there because the chains don't count as nothing. You're going to go to the next stitch and you're going to repeat again another increase in there. So 2 increases at the very beginning. Now, for 5 times 5 stitches, you're gonna work the US half double crochet or the half treble crochet on the UK. So you're gonna do that, which is yarn over, insert it, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3 of them. You go to the next stitch and again, pull over 3 of the loops on your hook. There we go. And remember, we are repeating this for 5 times. And right now we are creating the side of the boot, the side of the sole of our little boots. Once you have 5 of them done, keep count so you don't get lost. We're gonna do increases again. So we're gonna do 8 increases of US double crochets or UK treble crochets. So that is 2 stitches in one same space for 8 times. It's as simple as that. Keep just going. If I'm going too fast, please pause your video and then you can catch up with me. So we will work slightly a little bit faster than usual. So just keep working, there we go. Keep doing your 8 increases. And once we've done our 8 increases, come the time to repeat again what we've done on the other side, which is the 5 stitches, the 5 US half double crochets or UK half treble crochets. And this is nearly the end of what it is row number 2, which you will finish it with 34 stitches. After you've done these 5 stitches, you should have 2 stitches left on your project, and those 2 stitches we're gonna repeat again the 2 increases as we've done at the very beginning. So see how simple it is, that you just have to repeat what you've done in one side, you will repeat it on the other. And since we are working in circles, it's extremely easy. Do not get confused with the chain spaces that we've done, neither with the slip stitch that we do to connect. That's why down there you're gonna see seems like you have left one stitch unworked. You haven't. That is the slip stitch from before. By the way, just to show you this boot that I have already as a sample, it is a 4.5 hook. So see the little different, but there we go. We just made it slightly bigger by simply adjusting the size of our hook. So this completes our boot, the sole of our boot. Now we're about to create the height. For row number 3, what we are going to do is normally we have 2 loops that form one stitch, which is a V, right? So we have front loop, that one in there. We have the back loop. For me, you see 2 loops because I'm using double yarns, okay? And then we have the third loop in there. I use in a lot of projects the third loop, but we're not going to use it on this one. So on this one, rather than insert it as normal like that, we're going to work on the back loops to create that little edge that will create the form and the shape of a boot. So what we're going to do right now, only on the back loop, we're going to chain 2 studs, and only on the back loop, you're going to create 1 US double crochet or UK treble crochet on every stitch. Remember, you should finish this row with 34 stitches around. And you will see now that the loop that you left at the front, that loop is what create the edge of our little boot. So keep working around all these stitches, and that will prepare us for row number 4, which is the height of our boot. And also I'm going to give you a little trick to create another type of baby shoes as well. So once we complete this row, you will have like a little boat, like a little canoe in there, okay? And it has the shape of the sole of the little foot of a child. In this case, I was doing these boots for my son for the Paddington costume that I made for his little teddy bear, but this can be adjusted for babies as well, as you know already. But now for row number 4, we're gonna chain only 1, and for 10 stitches, we're gonna work US single crochets or UK double crochets, which is insert our hook straight away on the stitch, pull your yarn, you have 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through both of them. That is a single crochet on the US and a double crochet on the UK. We're repeating this for 10 times. So just keep going around and keep doing these stitches. And once you complete those 10 stitches, comes the time to do decreases. We're gonna do US double crochets decreases or UK treble crochet decreases. They are really easy. You're gonna first start like you're doing a stitch in the first one. You're gonna go to the next one, and then again you're gonna pull just through 2 loops as you can see on the video, and then yarn over and pull through all of the loops. Let's do it again together. Yarn over, insert it, pull. You have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert it into the next. Yarn over and pull through 2. And then yarn over and pull through 3. And this, you're gonna repeat it 8 times. So you're taking 16 stitches and change it into 8. And then what you have left is 8 stitches at the very end. And then again, you're gonna do 8 US single crochet or UK double crochets to complete the back of our boot. As simple as that. The next few rows are all decreases rows, okay? So make sure you do that one properly, go to the first stitch and then do a slip stitch, and that completes row number 4 with 26 stitches. Look how beautiful that look like. You can even do this as a little baby sandal as well. You will just need to like make a strap from one side to another, and there you go, you have a sandal. And it's really cute and easy as well to do. Okay, but now we're creating a boot, so let's keep going with row number 5. Row number 5, again, you're gonna chain 1, and it's same that the previous row. We're gonna do 10 stitches with the US single crochet or the UK double crochet 10 times around. And after that, now we need to take the decreases we've done before, and we need to continue creating decreases. The difference between a stitch and a decrease, you're gonna see that you have a larger loop in there. So that means that you have to do it in there. You see those loops that are slightly longer? Well, those are the decreases we created before. And this time you're gonna make 4 of them. And once you've done them, again, you're gonna have your 8 stitches at the very end, which we work them again with a US single crochet or the UK double crochet. That is how simple it is to create decreases and to create the stitches. And then again, here you have now created again one slightly bigger, let's say, sandal. That again, you can use it as a sandal for babies. So I'm kind of giving you 2 designs in one. Okay, there are all of our decreases done now. So we only have 8 stitches left, and we're gonna work them with the normal stitch we did on the other side as well and in the previous row. When you finish this row, you should have 24 stitches in your pattern. And that will make us ready for what it is row number 6, which again is another row of decreases. And this is the last row when we're gonna do decreases. So just reach the first stitch, do your slip stitch in there again to connect, and we're ready for row number 6. Again, look how beautiful that looks, and it can be a little baby sandal as well. We're gonna chain 1, and once more we're gonna start with the 10 stitches first. And now we create 4 decreases before, right? So now those 4 decreases are gonna become 2 decreases, because again, we start with 8, we transform them into 4, and now we transform them into 2. So that's your best way to create decreases in a way that 1 creates a really beautiful design at the very front, and 2, you don't have to be decreasing in between the little boot. You will just always decrease at the very front. Count your stitches at all times. Do your 2 decreases in here. So there goes decrease number 1. Again, I'm losing all the time one of the loops. I apologize for going back and forth, but then again, there we go. I start in 1 decrease. There it is. Pull through 3, and then once more, another decrease. We leave it halfway, and we go and finish it. And what we have left, well, the same that we did on the other side, which is our 8 US single crochets or the UK double crochets. And this completes row number 6. Row number 6, we are gonna finish it with 20 stitches at the very end. So then we're gonna chain 1, and now we're gonna work 1 US double crochet, single crochet or a UK double crochet around in every single stitch. You're gonna finish this row with the 20 stitches, same like we started. Here I didn't pass my loop properly, that's why I needed to go back once more, but you can always pause the video and then just catch up if I'm going slightly faster. For row number 8, which could be your last row, you're gonna start by doing 2 chains, and then you're going to work 1 US double crochet or 1 UK treble crochet around all the stitches. So again, we're just working the same amount that we have, which is 20 stitches around, and this could complete our boot. You can completely just leave it like this. I'm going to show you in a moment how is it look, and then it's going to be your absolute choice to decide to do what I've done on row number 9 to create a beautiful edge on our boot, or absolutely ignore me and then just fasten off after this. So now this is how our boot looks like. You could, as I said, just leave it like this. You don't have to do nothing else. It's perfect, it's finished, it's done. For me, I love to finish all of my patterns with slip stitches. This is just a personal choice of mine, and simply all what you have to do is you're going to chain 1 to start, and then what we are going to do now is we're going to work 1 slip stitch in every stitch that we have around, which is 20 stitches around. So you're going to insert it in there, yarn over, pull, and then take that loop that you have and then pass it through the first one. So it's yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. And for me it was slightly difficult because of the 2 loops. It can be slightly difficult sometimes if you create too much tension, but it will get easier as you move along. As you can see, the next ones are slightly easier. It's just the first one sometimes is too tight because of the slip stitch we've done to close our design. And once you finish, just slip stitch 1 more time, chain 1, grab your scissors, chop your tail. Don't need to cut a really long tail, and pull to seal that chain in there. Now we take our tapestry needle and we follow the lines of our stitches, and that's the best way to make sure we are hiding our loop or our tail, however you want to call it, in a way that is not visible. And that is just as simple as following the lines of the stitches we created. Just do it carefully. So you might know what it is and you might be able to see it, but if you do it properly, you should not see where your loop is going because you're hiding it in between the loops of the stitches. Because remember, all of our stitches have 1 loop at the front and at the back, and you're going in the center of it. Then I put my yarn inside my needle, pass it through. Don't worry, keep pulling. It's not a big deal. It's sometimes quite difficult, that's why I don't leave a really long tail. And then now you just stretch your project and voila, it's finished. I really hope you like this project, which was extremely easy. In the description box down below, you can find the written pattern as well. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. I wanna watch this other video.